This is Lewis Hart for the Ring Magazine. Delighted today to be joined with boxing royalty and 1994 Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year, Roy Jones Jr. We're here in London. How's things, Roy? How are you?
I'm good. Things are going well. I enjoy London all the time, so I'm good.
Yeah, all good to hear. Obviously, here for the launch of the Undisputed video game. Have you played much of it? Like, what's your thoughts on the game?
Haven't played much of it, but the times I have played, I really enjoyed it. I just don't have a lot of time for gaming nowadays, but I really enjoy it. I love the characters. I love the way the characters' movements are. It's just so much better in the older game. If you really know how to box, you can show it in this game. Because you can do real, legitimate boxing moves, boxing movements, defensive moves. You can do everything. So this game is out of this world, and if you haven't played it, I advise you to check it out.
How good is it to have a boxing game and I actually have something to play with? I know that EA have done loads of UFC games, but actually having to do a good fighting game that maybe like the wider public can get involved in as well. Does it show positive for the growth of the sport as well?
Yeah, it does that, and also gives the kids an opportunity to become more familiar with the people on the game. So it brings interest back to true boxing.
Absolutely, for sure. Roy, I know I don't want to keep you too long, so I do want to ask you about a few topics in boxing. Obviously, a guy you previously trained, Chris Eubank Jr., fighting Conor Benn in a big fight in the UK. Obviously, it's been a couple of years since their first original fight. From your time with Eubank, your time with Chris, how do you look at this fight now with Conor Benn?
First of all, I'm just glad it happened. I love both guys. I have no hate toward either one of them. So I hope may the best man win. I think Chris is the bigger guy and should have the advantage going in. But Conor's a hell of a puncher, especially with his left hook. So anything can happen with a big puncher. We saw that with Liam Smith. So, and he's not a big puncher, but Conor is. So that being said, I'm hoping for a great fight, a great night. I think Chris probably goes in with the advantage because he's a bigger fighter. But we'll see what happens.
With a fight like that, and there's obviously the rehydration clause, from your point of view, who do you think is at a more disadvantage? Chris, who has to like rehydrate on the Saturday, or Conor, who has to come up 2 weights?
Conor, without a question. Chris is used to being there. Conor's never been there.
Yeah. Okay. Another fight I did want to ask you about in terms of weight classes. Canelo Alvarez potentially fighting Terence Crawford in September. That's obviously a massive weight discrepancy. What do you think of that fight and the weight discrepancy between it?
Well, the weight won't be the factor. The factor will be how Canelo chooses to make the fight. Yeah. If Canelo comes out and does what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. If Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight.
But with Crawford, what are Crawford's keys to victory when you are fighting someone like Canelo, who, albeit maybe not in height, but in stature, is a much bigger man than him?
Control the center of the ring. Yeah. If Crawford is allowed to control the center, he'll win.
Another last one from myself. Dimitri Bivol, Artur Beterbiev rematch. How do you see that one going?
Yeah, I'm prepared. I think it's going to be another great fight, another epic fight. I'm thinking Artur going to be more Artur this time, which it could be good for him or it could be bad for him because when you go for the kill on Bivol, it gives Bivol a chance to hit those counters. But when you don't go for the kill on him, you give him a chance to edge to fight out like I thought he did the first time, or be a draw. But we'll see what happens. I think Artur learned a lot from it. I'm sure people learned a lot from it too. So we'll see what happens.
Roy, pleasure to speak to you, mate. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers, mate. Thank you.